After a decade and a half of waiting, the time has finally arrived to return to the grid. The newest installment of one of Disney's original IPs is now ready for launch. Power up those light cycles because the review for Tron Ares is coming your way right now. Greetings, programs, and welcome to the latest edition of the Porter Report. My name is BJ Porter, and I hope everybody is having an amazing day today. For all of my returning viewers, it is wonderful to see you all again, and for all my first-timers out there, welcome, and we hope you enjoy everything that this video and channel has to offer. We are officially in the fourth quarter of 2025, but nonetheless, the time has come to deliver to you guys another Porter Report movie review. This segment allows me to express my thoughts and opinions about the movies that I see and enjoy, and those of you do as well. Today's review focuses on the latest sequel from the folks at the Walt Disney Company, and while yes, there are a few notable sequels coming from the Mouse House later this year, this one has Disney revisiting one of their original IPs for a follow-up that people have been begging for years. 15 years if you want to be exact. Today I'm giving you guys the official review for Tron Ares, directed by Joachim Ronning, and starring Jared Leto, Greta Lee, Evan Peters, Gillian Anderson, Jodie Turner-Smith, and reprising his iconic role from Tron and Tron Legacy, the legendary Kevin Flynn himself, Jeff Bridges. In the 100 plus years of the Walt Disney Studios' existence, a vast array of films have been produced under the banner with so many standing out in different ways. But when talking about the films that stand out in their live action portfolio, there is one that has been able to stand the test of time and at the same time push the boundaries of visual effects and storytelling. And that movie is the 1982 classic simply known as Tron. At the time of the film's release, not much was made of it, as many looked at it as a simple experimental B-movie from the Mouse House. However, 40 years later, it is widely regarded as one of the most technologically groundbreaking films from the studio. The devout and passionate fan base that has spawned since its release shows that the staying power of this movie is still alive and strong, and it continues to grow to this day. The perfect proof of that is the highly underrated 2010 sequel Tron Legacy, a movie that proves that you can reinvent the formula and expand the world of mythology while still maintaining what makes the original so beloved. Fun fact, the same director of this would end up giving you this 12 years later. For the past decade and a half, the Tron series has become one of the more popular cult properties within the Walt Disney Company, delivering expansive stories across multiple mediums. Despite all of that, the desire was always there for more. Rumors of a third Tron movie circulated throughout the majority of the 2010s and into the early 2020s, with many fans losing hope that a return to this world via the big screen was lost and never to be as time went on. Thankfully, their prayers were answered a few years ago when it was announced that a third installment was coming to theaters. And now, after so many years, we are finally on the cusp of experiencing another digital adventure in the grid, in a brand new story that switches up the formula in a game-changing way. The only question is, was the wait for the new chapter worth it? And can this franchise truly find new life in this new age of blockbuster filmmaking? Well, I don't know about you, but I think we waited more than enough time for that answer. So how about we not waste any more time and seek the truth in all its digital glory? Here's the Porter Report movie review for Tron Ares. Risk-taking and ambition have always been at the heart of technological innovation. While some see it as a dangerous form of hubris that could potentially lead to unwanted consequences, others see it as a collective of necessary traits needed to push society in a forward direction. For Julian Dillinger, the grandson of a former disgraced CEO, he has never been afraid to push the boundaries of technological advancement, especially when it comes to not only restoring honor to his family name, but also shaping his own legacy. He may have found the perfect way to do that thanks to his latest endeavor. Through the use of experimental technology, Julian has potentially unlocked a new frontier when it comes to the blending of artificial intelligence and modern warfare, and he goes by the name Ares. Harboring lightning-fast agility, godlike super strength, and an arsenal of weaponry that he can materialize on command, this superpowered AI soldier could be the next stage in the evolution of artificial intelligence. However, despite Dillinger thinking he's in control of all variables, it turns out that there is a lot more to Ares than meets the eye. Originally seen by those in the real world as a man-made weapon of war, Ares is actually a resident of the grid, a digital utopia in the middle of a brutal civil war, who has been sent on a mission to make way for an invasion the likes this planet has never seen. Conflicted about his directive and with time running out on both the real world and the digital world, this powerful warrior must race against the clock to potentially stop a large-scale incursion that could lead to the eradication of modern civilization as we know it. After 15 long and grueling years of waiting and hoping, fans of the 1982 Disney classic and its 2010 sequel are finally able to return to the grid with the latest installment in the franchise, Tron Ares. series. The long-awaited continuation of one of Disney's original IPs makes its highly anticipated return in a brand new installment that looks to switch things up narratively, but still maintain the essence of what makes this cult classic franchise worth the investment. After diving in to experience this new adventure in The Grid, Tron Ares is the latest proof that this is a series within the Disney portfolio that is worthy of attention and expansion. The sci-fi series has maintained a strong sense of relevance due to its cult status among fans. The unique mythology, signature aesthetic, and boundary-pushing visual language make it an entertaining experience no matter your entry point. The third installment brings the series back in a way that does plenty to honor its roots, but has a boldness to its execution that I admire regarding its approach to telling a story that switches up the formula in risky yet fun ways. The movie has a lot to offer, but all the spectacle in the world means nothing if you do not have characters that are at least good enough to want to spend time with. I'm happy to say that the movie does a decent job at delivering that. Our leading man Jared Leto is more than serviceable as our lead protagonist Ares. He rides the line between stoic warrior and empathetic and curious sponge of knowledge well. His experience of learning to truly understand the power of free will and controlling your own directive makes his arc maybe not the strongest, but definitely one that gets the job done. I can tell Leto took the job seriously and put genuine effort into his performance. As for our leading lady, Greta Lee is equally strong as Eve Kim. Serving as the human lens for the film, her journey of trying to hold on to her passion while processing her grief is both relatable and heartfelt. Lee creates a character that you want to root for, and her chemistry with the ensemble brings heart to a film that is admittedly jam-packed with a ton of chaos. Switching over to the antagonist, I have to say they are surprisingly the strongest I've seen for a Tron film. Starting with Evan Peters' Julian Dillinger, Peters plays the hot-headed and overly ambitious opposition very well as he tries to steer a ship he clearly has no control over whatsoever. What I love about his arc is that the film makes sure that there are genuine consequences to his actions. How he goes about confronting those consequences raises intriguing questions about what his role will be moving forward if the series continues. But if I have to give a shining gold star to anybody in the cast, Jodie Turner-Smith gets full marks for her role as Athena. Cold-blooded and gushing with an aura that makes every scene she's in impactful, Smith is a force to be reckoned with and is a bona fide scene stealer whenever she is on screen. The other ensemble members, including Hassan Minhaj, Gillian Anderson, Arturo Castro, and Sarah Desjardins, round out a strong collection of characters you enjoy seeing throughout the duration of the film. The performances and story are good enough to the point where you don't mind when things slow down for the sake of exposition or development. But where Tron Ares shines is when the action is occurring, and man is this movie a ton of fun when those action set pieces take center stage. The action in the film is fast-paced and full of non-stop adrenaline, with a few of the set pieces truly benefiting from the sheer thought and detail that went into the craftsmanship of each sequence. The light cycle hunt sequence takes a familiar and fan-favorite moment from past Tron films and turns it into something unique yet still just as exciting as what you've seen before. Backed by great cinematography, killer sound mixing, a surprising amount of practical stunt work, and the incredible score from Trent Reznor and Atticus Ross of Nine Inch Nails, makes this a roller coaster ride of a cinematic experience that truly rattles the senses. Reznor and Ross's score blends beautifully with the overall look and feel of the film, truly making it one of the film's greatest assets. The tension that the music brings to important moments in the movie really makes this an engaging experience from start to finish. It was not an easy assignment to follow the incredible work of Daft Punk, but I have to say that it was truly a job well done on their part. While there is a lot to like about this film, there are still a couple of things that hold it back. The film is nostalgia heavy, which at times works well, with an example being the impressively crafted Kevin Flynn scene. However, as seen so many times before, the reliance on the past will only get you so far. I still applaud the film for changing things up in terms of the story, but there are moments where a lot of the investment from fans and those not familiar with the series depends on how invested they are in the world. The film not really exploring more of one side of the world, in this case the grid, could leave those not in the know lost or potentially cause them to check out. Granted, it could be explored in other forms of media within the series, but the amount of motivation this film will give outsiders remains to be seen. I still firmly believe that this is a franchise that has so much potential to be a strong source of rich storytelling for Disney. If they can put the same type of effort into creating a story that is as invigorating as the action seen on screen, this is an IP that can be a thrilling notch in their belt, both from a spectacle and narrative standpoint. All in all, Tron Ares was a fast and fun action thriller that was an absolute blast to watch. This series has so much going for it in terms of its world and characters, and this film is just the latest example of what a treasure trove of potential this franchise possesses if Disney can continue to invest in storytelling within this universe. For a franchise that can easily be passed off as outdated, the latest installment of one of the Mouse House's original works shows that there is still plenty of programming left in the hard drive.
Every film that has ever been made has its share of fans that see its beauty and potential. Much like your favorite athlete, you can see how special it is, and you hope others will eventually come around to seeing what you see. For a lot of fans out there, Tron is that for them. Personally, I will always have respect for this series for being such a unique piece of filmmaking that is never afraid to take big swings. After watching Tron Ares, I can happily say that this movie has shown that this franchise absolutely has what it takes to be a standout IP within the Walt Disney brand. Its world, mythology, and action make it such a fun place to get lost in. With the right talent at the helm moving forward, I can absolutely see this franchise expanding in ways that not only excite established fans, but also offer an opportunity for new fans to get lost along with them. But speaking on the movie itself, guys, I gotta be honest, I had a really good time with it. The action was awesome, the visuals were stunning, and oh my god, that musical score was absolute fire. Take a bow, Mr. Razor and Mr. Ross, because gentlemen, you were absolutely in your bag with this one. If anything, much like Tron Legacy from 15 years ago, this only made me crave more stories within this universe. The potential is there to truly flesh out this world and do it not just through the cinematic lens. My biggest hope is that this isn't the last time we have something in this franchise, and that Disney continues to create new avenues to allow more people to invest in this universe. There are many doorways to the grid. All they have to do is be opened. But on that note, it's time to throw it to you guys. Sound off in the comments below your thoughts about Tron Ares, but be mindful of anything that could potentially be seen as a spoiler. If you're looking for a high-octane action adventure, this is absolutely a digital trip worth taking. Make sure to keep it locked to the channel for more reviews and videos throughout the remainder of 2025 and beyond. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, tell a friend to stop on by. I hope everybody has a wonderful rest of their day, and until the next review, I'm BJ Porter, and this has been The Porter Report.